In this video, I'm going to be looking at Little White Lies and their layout that they use. So on this double page spread, it is pretty obvious, like they've gone with a simplistic styling. You've got the both on both the reviews here. They're two separate ones, but over a double page. You have the top header image, which will be one image of the film, followed by the title, with then like detail about the film. So it'll be like duration, director, and like sort of production companies or anything like that will be just detailed just underneath the film. And then they get into the review using basic. First of all, like the first letter will be capitalized. Also, you'll see down the side as well, which I've just noticed, will be also the name of the well, it'll tell you it's a review, basically. There's a small bit of text to the left of the H on side effects. You can see that just says review on the side, so that tells you you're reading a review. Obviously, we've got column text, and then I know from reading it myself that the bottom right is a rating system. I think it's based on like engagement, narrative, and things like that. They rate each bit aspect out of 5. 5 being the maximum score. So overall, the film would score like 15 as a max. I really like the rate and score that they use, and it's something I might take inspiration from instead of using a basic star system. I think this sort of picks up on the different aspects of film and what is entertaining ultimately about a film. So for that one, that's done. We'll go on to the second one. This is a slightly different Little White Lies one. Now, I really like the design here. I thought that the sort of the mosaic on the right hand side of the page, obviously we won't be able to do that in our own magazine review, but it's something I really like. They've used rounded like sort of tiles. They're sort of rounded, but they're square edges at the same time, which looks really good. I think that's actually Doctor Who in one of those, with the Dalek there, but I really like the way they've tiled that mosaic together. What I could do is split those images sort of up and place them all over the 2-page spread, but it does look really good as a mosaic, if I'm honest. I really like what they've done there with the shapes. Moving over to the actual review side, we've got just sort of polygonish shapes at the top there, as sort of like a banner possibly, and then a fairly large indent before we actually start the review. Using a capital A there, obviously, for the first letter as a convention. I really like how Little White Lies use symbols to break up pieces of text. You'll see that on the left column and the right column. They've used a small symbol just to break the paragraphs. I think that just adds a little more creative aspect into it, and it makes it more entertaining to sort of read. They've also gone with a quotation there. Very basic there, but with symbols either side, which I like. Font is obviously very sort of simplistic font. They haven't gone anything fancy like Empire. So that's something with Sight and Sound as well. Obviously, simplistic font. I don't think I touched on that in the video there. They've obviously got page numbers in the bottom right and left, respectively, of that photo, and I think it will also detail the the name of the article at the bottom, which is interesting, obviously, because I thought with all that space underneath the sort of banner of the polygon-ish shapes, they probably could have put a title there. So it's interesting that they've chosen to put it at the bottom instead of at the top, because I personally wouldn't have done that. Also, I forgot to mention the tiled mosaic does actually have a caption at the bottom, which is very annoys my OCD a bit, because obviously it means that the shape above it with the image in has been pushed up, so it's not in line with the bottom right. But obviously that's just a really small criticism of mine. Yeah, pretty much it's a bit more simplistic, and it's a bit more art style as well, with Little White Lies compared to Sight and Sound and Empire. They pay a lot more attention to graphical detail and symbols and how it's presented. It's sort of as an art form, it's presented rather than an actual review or a piece of writing. So that's why I really like about Little White Lies, even though I'll probably end up going personally with a Sight and Sound preference. I feel like that's the best one to use, so that's probably the one I'll go with. But I really do respect Little White Lies and their artistic styling, but Sight and Sound is more for me. So that's it. So thank you for watching.